In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, to whom we all have to turn back. Honorable listeners and respectable audience, you know that we have started a series of linguistics. In linguistics, we commenced the chapter that is known as sociolinguistics. Sociolinguistics is the study of the relationship between language and society. Today, I'm going to teach you code switching. What is code switching? Why code switching happens? What are the reasons of code switching? Listeners and audience, code switching is the shifting from one language into another language. Code switching also means shifting from one variety of language into another variety. Code switching happens from one language into another language. It can be either the use of some words or sentences. Whenever a person speaking one language and then he shifts to another language, either to speak few words, few sentences, or even phrases. So it means that code switching takes place between words, sentences, and phrases as well. Listeners and audience, remember that whenever we are talking about code switching, that code switching also takes place when a person, for example, shifts from standard variety to non-standard variety, or from formal language to informal language, from technical and difficult words to the easiest words. It's also the form of code switching. But remember, this kind of form we call diglossia. So diglossia is also the form of code switching, the type of code switching, where a person shifts from one variety to another variety, from standard variety to non-standard variety. Now, the question arises that what are the reasons of code switching? Listeners and audience, the reasons of code switching are, for example, the first reason is to avoid confusion. For example, you are presenting a topic to the students and you think that still the topic is not clear, and there are some words which you think that these words are not clear to the students, and then you presented some examples in another language, so you shift from one language to another language to avoid confusion. Secondly, code switching takes place whenever you want to persuade others. So it is also the part of persuasion, because it can convince and influence others that the person is able to present even the second language, the third language. So that's why it also takes place in multilingual or bilingual societies. The third reason of code switching is to show solidarity. If you want to show a solidarity, you also switched from one language into another language. So, to persuade others, to avoid confusion, and also to show solidarity, of the person shifts from one language into another. There are so many interesting examples, but take the example of a doctor, for example. For example, a doctor shifts from jargon to the easiest word, simple language, that the patient understands what the doctor is going to say. For example, hypertension. The doctor says generally that he says to another doctor that this patient has hypertension. Now, the doctor does not say to the patient that you have hypertension, he actually switches and shifts from that standard language, from that jargon to simple words, simple language, and he says to the, for example, the patient that you have blood pressure, because hypertension means blood pressure. So hope that now you know about code switching and its reasons. Thank you.